Hello everyone, I'm Mel. Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be making this amazing chocolate cake, which happens to be my go-to recipe for birthday cakes and everything else in between. Sit back and enjoy because I guarantee this cake is a showstopper. Starting off, we are going to prepare our pans by just lightly greasing them with some butter, then placing some parchment paper on the bottom. I like to grease my parchment paper as well. It helps the cake to really come out smoothly. Then add a bit of flour and coat the rest of the pan. Make sure to dust off that excess flour because it's not necessary. This recipe calls for buttermilk. To make your own, just add a bit of vinegar to milk and pop it in the microwave for about 5 seconds until the milk separates like so. To the bowl of a stand mixer, I'll add 2 large eggs and some white sugar. This can still work even if you don't have a stand mixer. You can use your handheld mixer. Using the pedal attachment, I'm going to mix this for 2 to 3 minutes until it's nice and creamy. While my mixture is going, I'm going to add some cocoa powder, some coffee, and salt to a large bowl. And to that, I'll add some hot water. Make sure that you mix this very well to remove any lumps. I know that there's some people out there like me who don't like coffee and are afraid that maybe this cake is going to taste like coffee. It won't. The coffee will just enhance the flavor of the cocoa powder, making it more chocolatey and delicious. Once your egg and sugar mixture is ready, it will look something like this, creamy and smooth. To that, add the chocolate syrupy mixture and mix that on low for about a few minutes until well combined. Don't overmix if you can avoid it. As you can see, the cake is coming along beautifully. To that mixture, add flour, baking soda or bicarbonate of soda, and some baking powder. Add a cup of oil. This is going to make the cake nice and moist. Use a flavorless oil like canola oil or regular vegetable oil. Then last but not least, add the buttermilk. Oh, I'd almost forgotten, we need to flavor this cake. We're going to add some vanilla essence to this, half a tablespoon. If you've got the pure stuff, you can add a full tablespoon. This is imitation vanilla and the flavor is very strong. Alright, so once you've got all your ingredients in the mixer, mix them on low until everything is well incorporated. Do not overmix. Somewhere in between your mixing, just scrape down your bowl to make sure that everything is well incorporated and mix again. Just for a few more minutes or seconds. Then voila, your cake batter is ready. It should look like this. It should be watery and smell gorgeous. The next step is to divide our batter between the prepared tins. For today, I've prepared 2 tins, so it's going to be a 2-layer cake. You can prepare 4 or you can just prepare 1 big pan. It's all up to you. But whatever you do, try and make sure that the batter is well distributed amongst the pans so that it bakes evenly and you don't have to do too much tweaking in terms of cutting when that is done. I'm just tapping the pans to remove some of the air bubbles before I pop it into the oven, which I've preheated at 180 degrees Celsius. My cakes baked for 35 minutes. They can bake between 30 to 35 minutes depending on your oven. Just make sure you check the middle of the cake for doneness using a knife. So what I'm doing, I've let my cakes cool for about 15 minutes and I used a knife to loosen the edges. Now I'm popping the cake out onto a cooling rack so that it can completely cool before I even think of frosting it. Look at that gorgeous cake. It smells so divine, you guys. This is the easiest frosting recipe that you will ever come across. I'm just going to put some butter, cocoa powder, and icing sugar into the bowl of my stand mixer and mix it all together until it's almost fluffy. Then to that, I'm going to add some milk and vanilla essence, and it is done. It comes together so easily and it's extremely delicious. It's not overly sweet, which is something that I don't enjoy in a frosting. I do like a bit of a bite, but it's not bitter as well. So as you can see, I'm adding the milk. This will help loosen up that frosting, and the vanilla is going to add some flavor. And here we are, our frosting is ready for our cake. It's delicious, it's smooth, it's fluffy, and it's light because we use that whisk. Next, let's assemble the cake. I have placed one of my cakes upside down onto a cake round. Since my cake bakes pretty evenly, I don't have to do any excess trimming. It will sit perfectly like this. So I'm just adding some frosting to sandwich my cakes before I add the second layer, which I've just done. So the reason I put the cakes upside down is to have a beautiful shape. It's not domed, but it's going to give me a nice, beautiful shape. I'm not very good at frosting, and if you're also not good at it, just have fun with it. Because at the end of the day, what matters the most with cake is the taste. Looks, overrated. If I tell you that the struggle was real trying to get this cake smooth, you will sympathize with me. But anyway, I'm going for that rustic look. Let's work with that homemade rustic look. So I've got to make it as smooth as I possibly can. And I'm just going to add some decorations using my piping tip, just to try and make it look pretty. Because everyone likes a pretty cake, right? To the top of my cake, I'm going to add a bit of color. I'm using hundreds and thousands. Mind you, I'm very generous with these, so feel free to be generous as well. You're not making a salad, you are making a cake. So put that sugar on, put the sprinkles on, and make the cake look amazing. And here it is, guys, our amazing chocolate cake. Doesn't it just look so delicious? And it smells wonderful. You can really smell that chocolate scent in the kitchen. So I'm just doing a few beauty shots, as you can see. Ooh la la, the cake looks delicioso. Is that even a word? So I'm cutting myself a slice. Don't forget, one of the rules when eating chocolate cake is that you have to eat a big slice. It's a rule that must be followed. So just cutting into the cake. Alright, so I was really nervous here. I don't know if you noticed that my hand is shaking. I'm really clumsy, so some of these things, they really give me anxiety, you know? But it worked out well. Here's our cake, looking gorgeous, looking succulent, moist and decadent. Everything that you look for in a cake. I cannot wait to dig in. We have come to the end of our video for today. I really hope that you give this recipe a try. And if you do, please let me know. This is a beautiful cake and I know that your family will love it. Remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. Give me a few comments. Come on guys, let's interact on the channel. Until the next time we meet, Sama Mumasaisai, Musare Munyasha.